She said I was her soulmate, but all she really wanted was my left kidney. So yeah, I never thought I'd be the guy writing an emotional autopsy of my love life on Reddit, but here we are. I've read stories on here and thought, damn, people are wild, but now I'm sitting in my dark-ass apartment, staring at the ceiling fan like it owes me money, trying to make sense of what the hell just happened. If someone told me a year ago that I'd be emotionally blindsided by a kidney-hunting soft girl barista, I'd have laughed hard, maybe even snorted, but let's rewind. I'm 28, work in tech, pretty average life. I'm not Brad Pitt, but I've got decent cheekbones and I've been told I have a comforting vibe, whatever that means. I got on Bumble after my ex cheated on me with her coworker during a team-building retreat in Tahoe. Yes, seriously. I wasn't really looking for anything heavy, just something that didn't suck. Then came Rachel. Rachel was different, like manic pixie dream girl, but make it 2024 different. Long black hair, big hazel eyes, tiny moon tattoo on her wrist. Her profile said things like, coffee greater than humans, and, I believe in fate but I also believe in backup plans, which in hindsight sounds like a threat. But in the moment, seemed quirky, mysterious, like the kind of girl who'd kiss you in a thunderstorm then disappear to Berlin for 3 weeks to find herself. First date? Coffee shop. Basic, but she made it feel cinematic. She talked about astrology and vintage books and how she once cried over a turtle crossing the road. I listened, totally locked in. She told me I looked like I'd be a good dad someday. I told her I liked her vibe. I felt seen, man. Like this wasn't just a date, it was the start of something. We kept hanging out, a lot. Fast forward 2 weeks, and she's leaving toothbrushes at my place. By the 1-month mark, she's practically moved in. And I'm not even mad about it. We were binging bad reality shows, trying out weird TikTok recipes, doing couple shit like those people who post matching hoodies on Instagram. I even bought a freaking houseplant. I was invested, but then, she started asking questions. Like not, what's your favorite pizza topping, kind of questions, more like, do you know your blood type? And, have you ever had mono? At first, it was subtle, maybe even flirty. She once texted me at 1 a.m. asking, if I was dying and needed a kidney, would you give me yours? With the crying laughing emoji. I sent back a meme of a raccoon holding a knife. Then it kept happening. Do kidney donors live normal lives afterward? What's the recovery time for organ surgery? Would you consider yourself a generous person? One night we were in bed, scrolling through reels, and she randomly goes, hey, have you ever gotten tested for HLA compatibility? I was like, for what? And she said, oh, just a dumb science thing, never mind, and kissed my forehead like that explained everything. I should have asked more questions. But love makes you dumb. Or maybe just lonely. Then came the infamous dinner with her family. She said it was a big deal to meet them, that they were picky and had high standards. I got a haircut, bought a half-decent shirt from H&M, even picked up wine like a grown-ass adult. Showed up nervous as hell. But the vibe? Off. Like Stepford level weird. Her mom was too enthusiastic, hugging me like I'd just come back from war. Her dad made jokes about keeping yourself healthy and winked like I was supposed to get it. And her little sister? Just stared, like stared, barely touched her food. At one point, she literally muttered, he doesn't look like a donor, under her breath. Everything went quiet for like 3 seconds. I half laughed. Rachel laughed too. That high-pitched, I'm covering for something laugh. Then she jumped in with, ignore her, she's always making stuff up, and changed the subject to Grey's Anatomy. I should have left right there. Oleg Komarov, the 25th of May 2025 13:55, back at my place. Rachel was extra cuddly. Like koala level clingy. She kept saying how lucky she felt. How, some people are just meant to find each other. I said I felt lucky too. She smiled like I'd passed a test. The next morning, she brings me breakfast in bed. Sweet, right? Until she sits cross-legged and just stares at me while I eat. Like, watching. I asked what was up, and she goes, if I needed a kidney, you'd totally give me one, right? I laughed. I thought she was joking. She wasn't. She hit me with, I'm serious. What if it was life or death? Would you even hesitate? Now listen, I'm not heartless. If someone I loved was dying, of course I'd consider it. But this was not some hypothetical, if I got hit by a car, thing. It felt pointed, like she was planting seeds. Later that day, I caught her looking at my medical records. I'd left my laptop open, and she was in my email. She said she was just being curious. I said that was private. She said, if we're soulmates, we shouldn't have secrets. Like what? This was when my gut started screaming. Something wasn't right, but my heart, still whispering, she loves you. Don't be paranoid. Plot twist. It wasn't love. It was need. After the kidney comment, things didn't go back to normal. They didn't even pretend to. Rachel got weird. Not horror movie weird, but soft horror. Like how a baby doll smiling in the dark is technically smiling, but your soul says, hell no. She started asking more questions. Medical questions. Like, all the time. Hey babe, you ever have mono? Do you think you're more O positive or O negative? Do you remember your HLA type from high school biology? I played it off like cute banter. But it wasn't. It was pre-op chatter. She was doing recon. Meanwhile, everything else felt like we were still in love. She'd bake me cookies, rub my shoulders, leave me cute notes like, you're my perfect match. Then came the weird love bombing. She sent me a playlist called, 2 Hearts, 1 Body. Then a poem titled, My Match. It was 11 stanzas of, you complete me, metaphors that all low-key hinted at kidneys. Finally, came the scare tactics. Photos of her with IVs. A hospital bracelet. A voicemail where she cried and said, I don't know how long I have left. And here's the worst part, I almost went back. Because despite the insanity, part of me felt like maybe she really was just sick and scared. Like maybe, just maybe, this whole donor thing started twisted but got real along the way. Until I got a message. From a dude named Matt. He found me on Instagram. Said, hey, sorry if this is weird, but I think we dated the same girl. Rachel? She told me I was a match too. Tried to get me to take a casual blood test after 2 weeks. I bailed. You should too. Watch your back. That's when it hit me. I wasn't the only one. I was just the latest one. Rachel wasn't some broken girl looking for hope. She was running a system. And I was the product. After Matt's DM landed in my inbox, everything snapped into focus. Like my brain finally adjusted to a horrible magic eye picture. You know those moments when you're halfway between denial and rage? Like, yeah, I knew it. But also, what the FCK? Up until then, there was still a part of me, like the smallest, dumbest part, clinging to the idea that Rachel was just a broken person with bad judgment. But after that message, that part of me got stabbed in the kidney. Ironically, I didn't sleep that night. I lay on Nate's couch just staring at the ceiling fan, hearing it say in Morse code, bro, you almost got organ napped. By the next morning, I knew what I had to do. I needed proof. Not texts, not feelings, not vibes, proof. So yeah, I let myself back into Rachel's apartment. Don't worry. I wasn't lurking in the shadows like Batman. I just walked in during her therapy appointment. If that was even real, could have been a consultation with a transplant surgeon for all I knew. She hadn't changed the locks, and my key still worked. Her place looked normal. Too normal. Candles on the table, half-drunk smoothie on the counter, my hoodie folded neatly on the couch. Like she was nesting for a long-term relationship. Or a long-term recovery period. I went straight for her laptop. Password? Still the same. Pisces Babe 420. God bless her lack of cybersecurity hygiene. On her desktop, there was a folder labeled, Health I Hope. Like nothing was wrong. Just another day for Rachel. Yoga, iced matcha, attempted organ larceny. I texted Nate. Me. I'm in. She's back. Have the laptop. Bathroom. Help. Nate. Bro. She's gonna skin you and list you as used goods on Facebook Marketplace. Me. Not helpful. Nate. Get out. Now. Me. Bathroom window has bars. Nate. Of course it does. Of course your kidney hunter has a panic-proof apartment. Eventually, she went into her room and I tiptoed out like a raccoon escaping rehab. I got to the street and booked it like I'd just stolen the Declaration of Independence. Back at Nate's, we plugged the laptop in and dumped everything to a hard drive. He looked at the spreadsheet, then at me and said, dude. She gave you a F*** King Yelp rating. I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. So I did both. Simultaneously, we wiped the recent history and cleaned up the digital trail. I was basically doing digital forensics just to protect myself from a girl who once cried watching Finding Nemo. Then came the question, what now? I couldn't just go back to normal. Couldn't talk it out, or give her another chance. This wasn't a fight. This wasn't cheating. This was organ fraud. And yet, the guilt. The emotional trap. It was real. But the universe doesn't give you much time when you're dating someone this unhinged. Because that night, she showed up. At Nate's place. Ringing the bell, over and over, like she was summoning demons with the doorbell from hell. Nate opened the door an inch. She asked where I was. He said I wasn't home. She didn't buy it. She said I'd betrayed her. That I invaded her privacy. That I violated her trust. Imagine being accused of violating privacy by the person trying to forcibly extract your kidney. My brain short-circuited from the irony. Then she cried. On cue. Big, wet, Oscar tears. Nate recorded everything from behind the peephole and whispered, "Congratulations. You dated Hannibal Lecter's quirky niece. Oleg Komarov, the 25th of May 2025 13:55. She left after 10 minutes of sobbing and whisper yelling about what we could have had." Next morning, I got a text. "Rachel, you were supposed to save me." I didn't answer. Let me preface this with a disclaimer. I'm not a runner. Emotionally or physically. I was the kid who got winded during dodgeball and apologized when people hit me. But after everything with Rachel, I had one thought bouncing around in my skull like a raccoon on Red Bull. I need to get the F***ck out. The spreadsheet, the clinic emails, the emotional blackmail, the text. You were supposed to save me. Nope, nah, I was out. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, done. I told Nate I needed to disappear for a bit. Not forever. Not going off the grid, in a tinfoil hat sense, but just out of reach. I deleted my socials, changed passwords, set my Venmo to private, even turned off location tracking on Find My iPhone. Rachel had a habit of, coincidentally, showing up places I mentioned in passing. A bar I'd said I liked once, a coffee shop I went to months ago. I didn't put it together before. Now, I was pretty sure she had some kind of low-level stalking protocol built into her daily schedule. So I packed a bag, gave Nate the laptop and a flash drive backup for safekeeping, and crashed with my cousin Wes in a different city. Wes is an ex-Marine turned stoner who lives off crypto, conspiracy TikToks, and raw almonds. Not exactly a mental health guru, but he had one quality I desperately needed. Zero contact with Rachel or anyone even vaguely kidney adjacent. The first few days felt like detox. I didn't check my phone. Didn't open my email. Didn't even log in to Reddit. Wes had me on a strict diet of grilled cheese, yoga videos, and telling me I was not crazy, just caught in a very high-stakes cult romance. And for a second, it started working. Until I got a call from my mom. Let me just say, my mom has no filter. She's the kind of woman who says, "Bless your heart," and then proceeds to destroy your soul with passive-aggressive kindness. So when she opened with, "Honey, a young lady named Rachel stopped by the house today," I nearly blacked out. According to Mom, Rachel was polite, but clearly distraught. She said we'd had a falling out, and she was desperately trying to make things right. My mom, who lives in another state entirely, said Rachel drove 3 hours just to give her closure. She brought flowers, a handwritten letter, and a gift basket, AF**C King gift basket, with my favorite snacks. Stuff I hadn't even told her I liked, which meant she had Googled it. Or maybe found old texts. Or emails. Or hacked into my Instacart. Who knows? My mom, sweet summer angel that she is, gave her nothing. Just told her I was taking some time to figure things out, and suggested she leave. Rachel apparently cried in the driveway for 10 minutes. I was done playing nice. This wasn't romantic. This was Lifetime movie level disturbing. That night, I sent her one message: "Do not contact me again. This is harassment. If you show up anywhere I am or involve anyone I know, I will pursue legal action." She replied. Of course she replied. "You think this is about you? I was dying. I am dying. And you abandoned me. You let me fall in love with you. You let me hope. Do you know how sick that is?" I didn't respond. The next few days were radio silence. I started to breathe again. Even shaved. Watched dumb TV. Almost convinced myself she was gone. Then came the email. From a burner Gmail address, not her usual one. Subject line: Please just one last conversation. Inside was a Google Doc link. Titled, Closure I Clarification. Now, I know what you're thinking. Don't open it, but curiosity is a bitch. A dangerous, dopamine-hungry bitch. So I clicked. The document was 6 pages long. It started with a love letter. Classic Rachel, rambling metaphors about stars, blood cells, fate, organs aligning like constellations. She wrote that I inspired her to fight harder, and that I was the only one who made her feel real. Oleg Komarov, the 25th of May 2025, 1355, page 2. Full breakdown of her medical condition, complete with charts and stats. Page 3. A pros icons list of us as a couple. Yes, she literally wrote. Pros: spiritually connected, compatible, emotionally available, good skin, likely to heal well. Cons: easily spooked, too rational, low risk tolerance, emotionally and surgically. Page 4. Photos of her recent labs, marked up with notes like, platelets stable, and, maybe we have more time. Page 5. An actual calendar, titled, If We Try Again, with weekly plans for reconnection, couples therapy, and blood testing. Page 6. A poem. Of course. Titled, Ode to a Kidney I Never Knew. I closed the doc and stared at the wall for 15 minutes. She wasn't just trying to win me back. She was trying to negotiate her way back into my anatomy. I sent one final email. Do not contact me again. Ever. Then I blocked everything. Burner emails. IP addresses. Hell, I even deleted my Pinterest. I went scorched earth. Wes helped me draft a police report, just in case. I sent copies of the spreadsheet and the clinic emails to a friend who works in cyber investigations. Just so someone else had a copy in case I mysteriously disappeared. After that, nothing. Days passed. Then weeks. No calls. No letters. No surprise show-ups. Just silence. I started sleeping again. Started laughing again. I didn't feel like a walking organ farm. It was slow, but I felt like I was getting me back. Then, out of nowhere, a DM landed in my message requests. From a girl named Emily. Just one line, hey, did you ever date Rachel M? You ever open a message and feel your stomach drop like a bad roller coaster? That was me, reading. Hey, did you ever date Rachel M? From a girl named Emily. No mutuals, blank profile, but something about it felt real, cautious, not like Rachel's usual fake friendly burner vibe. So I replied, carefully, me, yeah, unfortunately. Emily, same. She said I was a perfect match. Spiritually, and physically. You too? And just like that, I realized, this was bigger than me. Emily and I talked for 2 hours that night. She dated Rachel 6 months before me. Exact same pattern. Insta-cute obsession, fast emotional attachment, health convos within the first 3 weeks, medical forms by week 6, you're my miracle, speeches. It was word for word the same script. Except instead of a kidney, Rachel told Emily she might need a partial liver. Said they were soul twin compatible, because of shared birth months and vitamin deficiencies. I swear to God, Emily ended up ghosting Rachel after she found a blood sample request form in her glove compartment. Like, it just fell out when she went to grab a pack of gum. When she saw my viral Reddit post, yeah, mine took off, karma blew up, she said she felt sick. That was her story, just with a different organ and pronouns. And here's where sh*t got even wilder. She wasn't the only one. After we compared timelines and receipts, we decided to dig further. Emily posted in a private Facebook group called Organ Donor Fraud Awareness. Yes, it exists. Dark Web meets suburban moms, asking if anyone had ever met someone named Rachel M with a unique approach to dating. Within a week, 4 more people replied. 2 guys, 1 girl, 1 non-binary person. All dated her between 2020 and 2024. All told similar stories. All had found medical paperwork. One guy even said she borrowed his toothbrush to swab his DNA. It was like a twisted alumni group, the Kidney Cult Survivors Club. We started a group chat. We called ourselves the Matches. Yes, it was messed up. Yes, we all needed therapy. And through that group, I learned just how deep Rachel's manipulation went. She had a whole system. She'd rotate targets every few months. Kept things spaced out by cities, states, even identities. In one case, she used a different last name entirely. Her strategy? Find people kind enough to donate, naive enough to believe, and vulnerable enough to not question anything. The weirdest part? Oleg Komarov, the 25th of May 2025, 13:55, she was actually sick. She really did have kidney disease. But instead of going through proper channels, she built her own donor pool from dating apps and social engineering. Medical Tinder meets psychological warfare. We debated going to the police. Some of us already had. Nothing stuck, no crime technically occurred, no one gave anything up, yet, and Rachel always operated in that creepy almost legal gray zone. But we knew this couldn't keep happening. So we decided to hit her where it would hurt most, reputation. One of us, Miles, had a background in digital marketing. He helped us make a website, matchmatafraud.com. We didn't post her last name. Didn't share private info. Just shared our stories, red flags, and how to recognize manipulative organ courtship behavior. We even made a little quiz. Is your partner love bombing or liver bombing you? And the site blew up. Reddit picked it up. TikTokers made videos. Podcasts asked for interviews. We got DMs from dozens of people saying they had seen her on Hinge, or Bumble, or even LinkedIn. She'd changed usernames, but the lines were the same. And then, just when I thought I was out, I got one more email. From Rachel. I saw the site. You think this is funny? Making a joke out of my illness? You broke something sacred. I trusted you. I loved you. Do you have any idea what you've done? No threats. Just pain. But I didn't feel guilty anymore. Because I finally saw her for what she really was. Not just someone sick, but someone willing to hurt others to save herself. And that's not love. That's desperation dressed as destiny. I didn't reply. I forwarded the email to our group and said, we've got confirmation. She's watching. Miles just sent back a skull emoji. So, that's it, I guess. I'm okay now, mostly. I still get nervous when someone asks my blood type on a first date. But I'm healing, and if you're reading this, if you've ever dated someone who made you feel like a donor before a person, trust your gut. Ask questions. You're not crazy. Some people date for love. Some date for company. And some date for kidneys. Aita?